This is section 3.3, power functions and polynomial functions. In this video, we're going to go through number 17 in your book, and this problem is asking us to identify the end behavior of this function. So remember, end behavior just means what is the function doing as our x values get infinitely larger and also infinitely smaller? Or what is the function doing at the end values of our function? And also, if you remember, earlier in the section, they gave us this nifty table with all the end values of any type of function you can have with either even or odd powers and positive or negative constants. And if you want, you can go ahead and memorize this table. Or if you have a really terrible memory like me, you can just reason through why each of these things make sense, and it might make a little bit more sense to you. You'll be able to figure out any function that they give you. So that's what we're going to do with this one. Number 17 tells us we have the function y equals x to the fourth. And we're determining the end behavior of the function. So the first thing that we're going to look at with these types of problems is we're going to look at the power of our function. In this case, our power is even. So we can plug in numbers and see what kind of output will we get. Will we get a positive or a negative value? If we were to try x equals positive 2 here, we'll get 2 times itself 4 times. That'll give us a positive value. If we were to try a negative value, x equals negative 2, you can multiply negative 2 by itself 4 times. You'll end up getting another positive value. So that means that as our x values get infinitely larger, all of our outputs are going to be positive. And same thing as x approaches negative infinity, all of our outputs will still be positive. And that's true for any even power. Any even power, x values are going to be positive, or sorry, y values will be positive. All right, and now next thing we're going to look at is the constant in front of our function. So in this case, we just have a 1, but it's a positive 1. So that means that we're going to take all of our x values that we just had, multiply it by positive 1. And since we just said that all of our output values, when we take our x values to the fourth, are going to be positive, when we multiply it by a positive 1, we'll still end up getting a positive y value. So that means that the end behavior of this function, we can write that as x approaches positive infinity, our output values are also approaching positive infinity. And as x approaches negative infinity, our output values are still approaching positive infinity. Because like we just said, we raise our x values to the fourth, we'll get a positive value, then we'll multiply it by some constant and still get a positive value. So that means that no matter what we plug in, we'll always get a positive value. So no matter what we plug in, our output will always be approaching infinity. And you can use that same thought process to reason through each of these quadrants and figure out why they make sense. And other than that, that's about it for this problem. I hope you found this video super helpful. The concepts covered in this video are true no matter what pre-cal class you're in, but in case you're interested, all the sections and problem numbers referenced in this video came from this lovely textbook right here. Remember that if you're a Baylor student, we offer free tutoring on the first floor of Sid Rich at our Success Center. You can either schedule an appointment online or drop in during our business hours for free tutoring in pre-cal, calculus, and a whole lot of other subjects as well. For more information, visit our website.